What's up, fellas? Oh man, long overdue video. Uh, so as being perhaps, in my opinion, perhaps from y'all opinions, probably one of the best dating coaches of all time. My guys now have learned how to build attachments and, or pair bonding as they say in the suburbs. Yeah, we don't say pair bonding around my way. But anyway, pair bonding. I'll pair bond my foot in your ass. But anyway, guys, had a guy who's obviously mastered this thing. Now he got too much of a good thing. Now he wants to know how to dump a girl, right? So that's a catch-22 to everything you do in life, right? So now if I watch Dave Ramsey show and, he teaches people how to save and invest, and then all of a sudden these people are worth $4, $5, $6 million and they call the show and they're like, Dave, I'm scared to spend money, right? So like you've been frugal all this long time, saved up all this money, and then they call Dave and basically asking him, do he think it's smart for them to go buy a $30,000 van with a $5 million net worth, right? So it's a catch-22 to everything. If you be frugal too long, you're too scared to spend money. If you get too good at the strategies and tactics of being on your purpose, at some point, you gotta start dumping bitches. All right, you gotta cut ties. And so let's get into this, guys. I wanna do some talking points first before I get into how you do that, because actually the talking points is actually more than how to dumping a girl is actually easy. That's not really the problem. I want to talk to you guys beforehand so we just make sure that this is what, this is kind of like before you get married, you got to go to marriage counseling. Most churches won't marry you unless you went to some kind of marriage counseling beforehand. And often they kind of give you some breakup counseling, right? To make sure that this is what you want before you take that step down the aisle of dumping a girl. Okay, guys? So let's get into it. My first talking point on this before we talk about how to break up with a bitch, we got to talk about breakup remorse. I mean, let's just go and get it out the way now. For we don't want to get too deep in this. Let's get into this. Breakup remorse. Oh, man. I think every guy has gotten to a point to where we stop seeing a girl or we stop asking a woman out, primarily because it's either a cry for attention or probably tired of sleeping with the woman. Then a month later, 2 months later, we decide that, man, that was a dumb mistake. I dumped that girl for something stupid. I call that breakup remorse. You know how you go to the store, you buy something you don't really need, and then you want to take it back? Well, we have breakup remorse, where you regret doing something. So guys, let me explain something to you guys. Breaking up with a woman because you're tired of fucking her is stupid. I'm just letting you know right now, it is stupid. You're going to get tired of fucking every girl at some point. That is a stupid reason you break up with a girl if she's not cooperating. She's not submissive, right? Sex should be a very small part of the equation. If you got a girl that's cooperative and submissive and you just done fucked her 500 times and you decide, I'm telling you right now, in 6 weeks, 2 months, you're going to regret that. I promise you. You won't regret it if she's not cooperating. It'll be the best thing ever happened to you in your life. You'll feel like somebody took a 500-pound weight off of your head when you got a bitch that's not cooperating. But when you got a girl that's cooperating and submissive and you dump her for something as stupid as you get tired of fucking her, and then you get back out here in these streets and you deal with this trash, I'm telling you right now, you're going to miss that girl in 2 months. I'm just letting you know right now. Call it a scarcity mindset. I call it a smart mindset, because I am telling you now what my life experiences have told me is that I've always regretted that, to stop fucking with a girl because I was tired of fucking her about 2 months later. Even if I'm fucking other bitches. Even if. Even if I'm fucking other bitches, even if I got a 4-girl rotation 2 months later, I'm thinking to myself, damn, it should have been 5. That's what I'm saying, guys. So, if you're a type of guy that's tired of fucking a girl, you know there are no laws saying you gotta fuck the bitch all the time. What you want from a woman is submission and cooperation. I want you to be attracted to her, but no matter how attractive you to her at the beginning, the longer you with her, the sex gets older. So I'm not saying she got less attractive. I'm just saying the sex is not, you talking to a girl for 4 or 5 years, the sex is not going to be as passionate as it was the first 4 or 5 weeks. That's just the way it is. It's going to always be like that. If you think Barack Obama or Donald Trump around here donkey fucking their bitches every night, you crazy. But Barack Obama is not finna get rid of Michelle Obama because he tired of fucking her. Which I can almost certainly, after fucking 30 or however the fucking long they've been married, he's tired of fucking that bitch. I guarantee you he is. So the point what I'm trying to tell you guys is, you don't want to get rid of good, submissive, cooperative women because you're tired of fucking them. What I would tell you, if that's the case, try to think of more fun things to do. See if she's open to a polyamorous relationship, whatever. I don't give a fuck, but try some things. Try doing some things in public places that don't get you in jail, put in jail, whatever the case. Try to spice things up. But I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to regret that one. I'm telling you right now, you're going to say, man, that was stupid. And here's the thing, guys. You can never get a woman back when you dump her like that. You can get a woman back when she knows she was cutting a fool and not acting right, and she comes around or you come around, and yeah, she'll know, man, I was being terrible. But when a woman knows that, hey, man, I was doing everything. A woman thinks that you went somewhere else, that shit has fizzled out, and now your ass back to her. See, women know this shit. Women know this because that's what they do sometimes, right? And so a woman gonna know what has happened. Oh, you didn't hit a drought. I think one of the girls had that shit in a song or something. He gonna hit you when he in a dry spell or some shit. I can't remember what the fucking song was. So women know this shit. That when men will break up with you, have another chick, or think that they want to hit the club every weekend, hit a dry spell, and all of a sudden they want to hit you back. So you can't get her back. So you need to make sure that if you're gonna go that route, you need to make sure you bout that life. Don't come crying to me. I don't got so many emails, messing with me, my girl, but I broke up with my girl, and now I want her back. Don't come crying to me. It's over. Tyrone got her now. It's over. All right, guys? So I just want to make sure that. Make sure no breakup remorse. Make sure this is really what you want. Make sure this is not a cry for attention. Sometimes subconsciously, guys, you do shit, man, sometimes, and it's more of a ploy for attention or something like this. And so, you know, what I would say, guys, is, well, I talk, that's another talking point. So I'll wait till I get to that talking point. All right. So let's get to the next one, guys. Next, she could be pushing you away. If she is not cooperating, guys, a lot of times what women do when they don't want to be the bad guy is that they'll push you away. Because typically, guys, how this works, and I'm going to be honest with you, financial reasons is the #1 cause of breakups because of the stress from financial issues. So typically, there's some type of financial stress we're going through more times than not, somewhere in there. And it doesn't mean you lost your job. It could just mean that you've gotten stagnant, or things aren't what they were. Maybe you were spending money on dates and stuff, and now that you got her, you stop, right? Usually somewhere in there, if you break it all down, it's usually somewhere in there financial issues, right? So typically, if you're in a relationship, particularly a monogamous relationship, the woman knows it's bad for her mentally and from people's perspective to leave you for resources. That just looks bad. That's like your girl getting fibroids or hysterectomy and she can't have sex for a few months and you dump her. That's just bad. It's just like, man, I can't dump the bitch. Now she just had a hysterectomy. Like, I know she can't have sex for a little while. I actually had that happen one time, one of a girl relationship, and she had something with fibroids or something. She couldn't have sex for like, I can't remember, 2 months. I can't remember. It's been a long time. I was like 21, right? And she had fibroids at a young age, right? And she had to get the fibroids, so she couldn't have sex. I dumped the bitch. But I didn't say I dumped the bitch. She wasn't my girlfriend. But I stopped calling the bitch to see her. Bitch, you can't fuck. I don't got no use for you. I was young. I wouldn't do nothing like that. Nah, it just looks bad, right? And I ain't talking about for nobody else. Nobody even know about us talking. It just like, now I guess I'm older. I got a conscience, right? Like, I can't dump the bitch. Like, wait till she heal up, then dump the bitch, right? You gotta let her heal up, then dump the bitch, right? You don't want to dump the bitch while she on the bed bleeding and shit, right? So a woman knows that it's bad for us to be having some type of financial issue. And I'm telling you right now, guys, a lot of times that's what it is. You might not even lost your job. You probably just don't date her right, which takes money, or you got stagnant in your career, which now she's like, he's stagnant. He made 50,000 last year. He's still making 50,000. 4 years later, he's still making 50,000. Like that right there, women don't like that. The women don't like that stagnation. Women like you to constantly be building, unless you at a real good salary or something, right? Yes, if you're a doctor making $400,000 a year, yeah, you cool. But like a woman to get with you, right, off of your potential, thinking that, you know, you have great potential, and then 4 years later, you're making the same thing except your 2 cent per hour cost of living raise, and then, you know, the shit starts to fuck up that, damn, our lifestyle ain't getting better, right? And so a woman to start bickering and acting like a bitch because our lifestyle ain't getting no better and things done got stagnant, or you lost hours at work, whatever the case is, right? And so she'll start to push you away by acting a bitch. So I want you guys to understand that if she's doing that, she probably don't want to be with you no more, and she wants you to do it. She don't want to be the bad guy. She wants you to think that it was your decision, and it's not your decision. You just think it's your decision. All right, guys? Let me open this door up right here. So let's get to the next one, guys. Next, guys, make sure you communicate it about any grievances that you might have had. So, guys, and women are bad at this too also. Nobody's a fucking mind reader. Nobody's a fucking mind reader. So if you have issues with the woman, you have to learn how to communicate. And the reason I'm giving y'all guys all this advice, guys, because the thing is in life is, you guys, I didn't get to where I'm at now by just wake up one day with a manual in my hand, a pussy manual. It comes from life experiences. And so what I'm telling you right now is you have to communicate with the woman on how you want her to improve. She's not a fucking mind reader. So if you want her to cook, don't tell your friend Joe, tell her. Go over there bitching to Joe every day. Man, that bitch don't cook. She don't do this. She don't do that. Have you communicated that yet? No. Well, how the hell is she supposed to know? Just because she a woman, she supposed to know she supposed to cook? Maybe she think you don't like her to cook. Communicate it. If you want her to do more around the house, communicate. Communicate, communicate, communicate. If you feel like she can provide you more emotional support with some of the stuff you got going on, like if you feel like when you talking deep to her and stuff like that, and you feel like she up there thinking about Barbie dolls and rainbows, and you spilling your heart out about this and that and the other, and she can provide more, tell her. Tell her. She doesn't know. You have to tell her. Communication is the key to everything, guys. Communication. Whenever I have something going on my Patreon or something like that, or I have a doctor's appointment and I can't make the video on the day I'm supposed to make it, or whatever the case is, I communicate with you guys and I make a post. Hey guys, the video gonna be Wednesday or it's gonna be Thursday because I gotta go do such and such. I don't just not say nothing and guys gonna be like, hey, ain't AMS supposed to upload a video? What's going on? I communicate. I don't just hope y'all figure it out. I make a post saying, hey guys, I'll post a video tomorrow. I gotta do such and such. Or sometimes I'll post it a day earlier than I normally do because I got to do something the next day. I communicate it. And I'll tell y'all guys why I posted that day. I'll say, hey guys, I had to post a video a day early because I got to go to a doctor's appointment or whatever. I got to go get my ass waxed, whatever. I tell you guys, I don't expect you to be fucking mind readers. The same thing goes with your woman. Communication. So if she's doing something wrong, make sure you've exhausted All communication possibilities. I was watching The Wire, rewatching The Wire recently, right? It's a great show. I watched it in the past, but you know, I kind of like didn't pay attention to it as much as I pay attention to it now. And to get a wire tapping, they had to exhaust all police techniques to where they had to go to the judge and show the judge that we've exhausted all possibilities of following the suspects. We need a wire. So you have to do something called exhaustion first. You have to show the judge that you tried everything else that couldn't work and we've exhausted all means and we hit a dead end. And you have to show the judge that exhaustion. That's how you have to be with your communication. I'm tired of talking to the bitch. I've been around here communicating for goddamn 6 months and the bitch ain't listening. Okay, if you done that, fine. But if you expecting somebody to goddamn be a Tarrant, Dionne Warwick motherfucking reading minds and shit, she can't do that. So make sure you've communicated before you make this final step. You never know how somebody's willing to change if you communicate. Next, guys, before you dump the bitch, make sure your grievances are warranted. In other words, make sure you're being reasonable. You know, you ain't perfect, you know. So the point what I'm trying to say is sometimes we get to looking at shit and we just think shit from our point of view, right? We always look what the other motherfucker doing. What they doing? What they doing? But what about you? Sometimes the energy we get is the energy we output. So if you're not providing an experience, if you're not providing emotional support, if you're not making sure she's coming in bed or she's having an orgasm in bed and everything is you're orgasming and you want her to listen to you all the time and everything is about you and what she could do more. But just make sure that people usually don't put more effort in than what they getting back. So if you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, now we can talk about, okay, well, this bitch ain't pulling her weight in the relationship. She's all take. And, you know, she never gives. But sometimes when we want to dump a girl, we ain't giving and we just looking at what they doing. So I'm making sure that before I cross that step, make sure that I'm understanding that I'm looking at myself and saying, hey, are we doing what we supposed to be doing? You ain't took your girl out in 3 weeks talking about something. Oh, she ain't cook. And you ain't took the damn girl out on a date in 3-4 weeks. So are we doing what we supposed to be doing? So I'm just making sure that you guys' grievances are warranted. Making sure that you're not being unrealistic and want a maid and somebody to do all this shit. What are we bringing to the table also? Okay, guys? So I want to make sure, because all the girls that from my past, so guys, basically over my years from my being in a relationship in my 20s to my rotation relationship, non-monogamous relationships in my 30s and early 40s, the biggest thing as in how I'm able to build attachments better that I didn't know how to do in 20 was that I was selfish, as in it was all about what I can get and not about what I can give. Well, the relationship is going to dissolve because the relationship is going to become one-sided and the other person is going to feel like they're pulling more of the weight. Same goes for you. If you're doing everything, she does nothing, but her only thing to do is spread her legs, you're going to get tired of that. And so eventually at some point, you're going to stop putting in effort. So all I'm just trying to make sure is make sure that we doing what we supposed to be doing. Next, guys, put her in the friend zone. So if you're just tired of fucking her, just put her in the friend zone. You don't have to be in a relationship. Now, she might scoff at that. And that's fine. She's entitled. So you know what? This brings up a whole, let's just get into it. I'm gonna try not to talk on this talking point too long, but you know what? I'm just gonna go and get into it. One thing what guys got to understand about my philosophy is guys don't understand that it's another side to that coin. So y'all guys seen that movie Heat, right? With Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. They sit at the table at the diner. And Al Pacino tells Robert De Niro, hey, if it comes between you making some poor bastard or orphan or whatever, he said, I'll put you down. I won't hesitate one bit. Robert De Niro says there's another side to that coin. I put you down too. So y'all guys understand. I want y'all guys to understand everything that I say. That's another side to that coin. I hope you understand that. So now everything on here, I got setting deal breakers, setting boundaries, all these setting rules for the relationship. I want you to just understand one thing. It's another side of that coin. You got some strong, independent-minded women out there who got the feminist mindset. Don't think just because you lay down the law of the land that they're going to go for it. The rules that I tell y'all guys to set, that's so you can have a woman respect you and she's following your lead and all this type of shit. She might not want to follow your lead. So when I tell you to put the woman in the friend zone, she might go say, fuck yourself. And then somebody will send me an email saying, AMS, I did what you said, it didn't work. Motherfucker, whoever said it was. It's another side to that coin. You could try to do some shit. That don't mean she gonna go for it. You know, that's kind of like your job telling y'all, calling all y'all into the office one day and saying, hey guys, we got to cut back on expenses. So we gonna take a $2 an hour away from all y'all. It's another side of that coin. You know, y'all don't got to take it. You do know that, right? I actually was working for a mattress company in Alabama where they couldn't afford the insurance no more. And they told us that they was going to have to let the Blue Cross Blue Shield go because they couldn't afford the insurance. Now, nobody quit, but the point what I'm trying to say is we could have, because there's another side of that coin. You can do that. You can let the insurance go. That don't mean we're going to stay. Now, nobody quit, right? But I'm saying we could have. So the point where I'm saying you put the woman in the friend zone, don't understand that everything I say on here, the woman got a head too. You just setting this is what my standards is as a man. You know what it is? I know what it is. We know what it is. I got a bunch of fakers over here. That's what it is. That's the root. I got a lot of bluffers over here. I got a lot of guys that like to beat up their chest and act like a man, and then a woman take a little old needle and poke them in the chest with it, and they deflate. Yeah, you don't stand on what you say shit, but you can't stand on it. You just want the woman to be like, okay, yes, master, I do what you say. The woman might say, go fuck yourself. What if I raise my patron initial pledge to $25 an hour? I can do that. But it's another side of that coin. Some of you guys gonna say, go fuck yourself, AMS. See, you can't just do and set rules like you want to set them and then think people ain't gonna they got a choice to do too. So yeah, I can come over on Patreon and raise it. Hey, you want to watch my Patreon videos? It's $50 a month. I can do that. Most of you guys gonna say, you know what? Go fuck yourself. Because at the end of the day, you got a choice too. And so what I would tell you that if you are tired of fucking a bitch or a girl for whatever reason, instead of just dumping her, try to put her in the friend zone. But that don't mean she's going to go for it. All right? So you can try it, but she don't go for it. Don't send me no fucking emails crying that she ain't want to go in the friend zone. Nothing I tell you over here is absolute. Because at the end of the day, the woman got a choice too. But you're supposed to be a man and you're supposed to stand on that and not expect that some strategy was just going to make the woman cower in fear. She might tell you, go fuck yourself. Because there's another side to that coin. All right. So let's get into it, guys. Get into it. All right. So this is how you break up with a chick. If you're red pill, which means that you are non-monogamous, but you do relationships, but you're non-monogamous, all you got to do is stop seeing the girl on a regular basis. You're not obligated to tell her anything. So say, for instance, right, I'm dating a chick. I self-demote her. I don't have to tell her. So if a girl's in my rotation, that means I see her every week, right? See her every week. If I say, hey, man, I'm tired of fucking this chick or whatever the case may be, I demote her to friend with benefits. In other words, I just call her and hit her up when I want to see her. if she hits me up to say, hey, am I going to see you this week? I can say, hey, I got a lot of work to do, or I got some friends. In other words, you're not a priority anymore, motherfucker. That's what that means. Now, she might say, oh, hey, when I hit her up in 2 or 3 weeks to want to see her again and fuck her again, hang out with her again, she might not make herself available. I'm fully aware with that, and I have to deal with that and accept that. I can't just make the girl accept being friend with benefits from being a constant rotation girl to now she's demoted to friend with benefits, and I'm supposed to just, oh, she gonna accept it. She might go say, fuck yourself. And I'm fully aware of that. No strategy is going to change that. So you guys have to understand that if you red pill and you start seeing the girl less, you're not dumping her, but you want to see her less, then you have to understand that when you do hit her up to see her again, she's going to know that she's no longer a priority and it might not work. Good fucking riddance. I don't want to fuck you every week no more, bitch. Take it or leave it. So as a red pill, you don't technically, as a rotation girl, you don't have to break up with her because you're not exclusive with her, but you just demote her to friend with benefits. Purple pill, guys, you have to break up with her because this is some exclusive shit. So what I would tell a girl, and she don't got to go for it, I would say, hey, I would like to see other people. That don't mean I don't want to see you too. I just said I want to see other people. You can see other people. I can see other people. At that point, you've put the ball in her court. I didn't say I didn't want to see you no more. Hey, I'm very fond of you. I just don't want to see only you. That's how I just say I want to see other people. Now, if the girl is you breaking up with her for other than sex, right? Uncooperation, then just tell her it's not working out. That's it. Just tell her it's not working out. But let's be honest, 90% of the time that's not what it is. If you want to break with a girl, it's typically you tired of fucking the bitch. That's more than likely what it is. It could be a little head case, right? But the reason why it's typically not that don't work that way, guys, is because if the woman is being such a head case, then how she become a girlfriend to begin with? Because what you been a bitch, you been a knucklehead. You don't become my girlfriend by being a bitch. So at some point you were feminine submissive. I made you my girlfriend, and now you're a bitch. So it has to be a reason. So is it the financial, or you ready to be out yourself? It's something going on there because you wouldn't have been my girlfriend to be a bitch. So most cases than not, when I seen guys want to dump girls, it's usually tired of fucking them. That's typically what it is. And also, when you see a guy that wants to dump a girl that he's with, and it's for that reason, he's typically a guy that at least feels he can replace her very easy if he hasn't already, right? And so by that logic, women tend to respect men. Like if you have that mentality, if you have that abundance mindset like that, then that lets me know you've checked her. You would check her because you're in abundance, right? You're dumping a bitch because you're tired of fucking her. So the logic doesn't even make sense for a man in abundance to not get respect from his woman, because that don't make sense. Abundance mindset is what get respect from a woman. She should, if you have that type of abundance mindset, she already respects you. Because a man in abundance mindset sets boundaries and sets rules and parameters. So she already respects you. So if she's bitching like that, she's not your girlfriend to begin with. A man in abundance mindset would never make a girl like that his girlfriend, unless maybe he did some self-improvement and got with me and then he like, okay, fuck this bitch. But typically, guys, we dealing with the situation of man is tired of fucking a bitch on a consistent basis. Trust me, I've been there plenty of times. So what I'm telling you to do is to demote her to a rotation girl, right? I wouldn't demote her to a friend with benefits. I would take her from exclusive girlfriend to a non-monogamous girlfriend, a rotation piece. That's what I would do. She might not go for it, and hey, that's her call. But that's how you do it. Last thing I want to say on this, guys, is you owe these women nothing. You don't owe these women nothing. If you're in a relationship, you owe her to tell her that you want to see other people. Don't cheat. That's an unnecessary stress. But don't feel bad about her feelings because you owe her nothing. A woman would dump you and fuck your feelings. Only thing you owe something to yourself to be happy. And if I don't care how nice she is, I don't care if she go to church 3 times a week, I don't give a fuck she go around feeding little dolphins by the pool. It don't really make no fucking difference. I don't care how good of a person you is. You're only responsible for keeping yourself happy. You're not responsible for her feelings. This is love. Your job will fire your ass in a minute and replace you in a minute. That's the same way life goes on. So for all my good guys over here that gonna feel bad, I'm gonna hurt the girl. She's a good girl. She feeds ducks and she helps homeless children in Africa and all this other bullshit. That's good. I hope you win the Nobel Peace Prize one day. They ain't got nothing to do with this right here. At the end of the day, I ain't happy and I want to see other people. All right, guys? So that's it. All right, guys. I'll get back with you guys next time.